those of you in Katanning who have upcoming court dates under Judge Panchik, in my opinion, based off of the lack of answers provided to the public on the case that I recently shared, I think you should boycott the court. I think that people should demand answers and should demand to be treated fairly and demand people be held accountable. And yeah, I just suggest that every single person, whether you're in jail, whether you're wherever, who has a scheduled court date coming up under Judge Panchik, to refuse to go. Powers in the people. And it really doesn't matter what anyone says about this, that don't have a scheduled court hearing. Because if everybody just stops participating until which time we've got the answers that we deserve, uh, they're not going to have dominion over people as they think they do. Yeah, and anybody, this can happen to anybody. The case that I shared, in my experience that I'm talking about, can happen to anybody. And if you don't think it can happen to you, you're an idiot. It's just, so really nobody should have a problem with it anyhow. But, you know, some people will. They refuse to acknowledge the truth. But the truth owns this timeline. And it's time for truth. And I think people need to uh, demand more, because the court is going to do what the people allow the court to get away with. You know what I mean? The policy, the procedures in place, everything is, uh, the government is going to do what the people allow it to do, because the power is in the people. The amount of people versus the government is astronomical. It's that the power is in the people, so the government will do what the people tell it to do. That's just the way it's just physics. I mean, math. They don't have an option not to. It's just the people need to uh, stand up for themselves. And based off of what I shared, it's my opinion that everybody should boycott the court until which time we have this issue resolved. Because again, it's not. I don't think you guys should care because you should feel bad for me. I think you should care because uh, this is could happen to anybody, and people deserve more and deserve answers. And it's our responsibility to demand answers. And if we, do this in Katanning, people realize it's that they themselves have the power. It's just coming together and doing this stuff. It, could change the world. I mean, the world's changing either way. I mean, the world is ending. So it's the way it is. Can't do nothing about it. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of the a world. That's kind of another topic. However, the point is, um, it's time for change. It's time for people to stand up for themselves and demand that they're not taken advantage of by the government, no matter whether that be at a court in Katanning or on your federal taxes, whatever it is. Starting wars to have people go fight for not, nothing. Uh, yeah, so it's up to you guys in Katanning. I mean, you see the case. I've been saying my rights are being violated. I've showed the evidence. Um, I've explained it to you. I've put out I've offered for the judge to come and explain it. I've offered um, to come and sit down and do a show with me. Anybody to come and argue it. Nothing. So yeah, I think that it's more than justified to boycott the court. I mean, do you guys agree? Those of you with an upcoming court date, and I mean, maybe you do. Do you do you want to be treated? You know, I don't think that I was treated fairly, and I feel any of you can email the website armstrongtransparency@gmail.com and ask to see anything more detailed about the case you need to see. And I'm just coming to you, telling to you that that is my opinion that it warrants the people demanding more. And if people want to be treated fairly, regardless of it's at the court or wherever, uh, you can't you, you have to stand up for yourself eventually. You know, doesn't seem like the government's doing that for you, or do you? I mean, maybe you do, but yeah, you can send that an email to that thing, and he answers you any questions you want to see, anything more about the case. But yeah, that's what I think is people should do is refuse to go to the court hearings. Uh, yeah, it might cause some. I mean, you take a little bit of a risk, I guess. But if everybody does it, what are they gonna do? I mean, you don't think that's gonna get attention? You don't think that's gonna get attention? Uh, you know what I mean? Who's ever done that before? Nobody. Why not give it a try? I mean, we have a clear example that's justified for it to happen, and so I say that's what we do. Uh, those of you, if you get charged with something and you have a court date in front of the judge that I'm asking answers from publicly, uh, don't go. I would say not, don't go. I'm not giving you legal advice. This isn't legal advice. This is protect your sovereignty advice. This is me talking to people with no, this has nothing to do with legal advice. This is strictly about protecting your sovereignty, uh, and the further, as you can see, it's not going so good. And perhaps it's time to demand more and to demand to be treated fairly and demand that the government carry out the will of the people. It's up to you guys. If I wouldn't want to go in front of a judge who you have somebody saying that he wasn't treated fairly, and he's showing you why and where, and is willing to show you anything you want. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Refusing to give answers, thinks he's above the people. I'm not, maybe that's not what he thinks, but that's what his actions are showing. So time to wake up.